names in Hollywood continue to pile on to President Trump. We've already seen it in several award shows, but the big one, the Oscars, is this weekend. So will there be more Trump bashing there as well? And are the anti-Trump celebrities good or bad for the left? Bernard Whitman is a Democratic strategist and former Clinton pollster. John McCormick is a senior writer for the Weekly Standard. Good to see you both.
Good morning. Good to be here.
All right, Bernard, I'll start with you. What do you expect this weekend, from the red carpet to those acceptance speeches? Do you think we're going to hear about the president?
I think we will, because honestly, these are extraordinary artists who are being celebrated for great work. They should be able to speak their mind and criticize the president and whoever else they want to criticize, whether it be on the right or the left. And frankly, you know, the idea that it's just celebrities who are concerned about the president's behavior, concerned about the press conference, concerned about his time in office is really absurd. I mean, there are tens of millions of Americans across the country who are upset about what's going on. And there are a number of anchors and journalists all across the country, including two on this network. Shep Smith called his behavior at the press conference absolutely crazy. Chris Wallace called him out for crossing the line, talking about the media as being enemies of the people. What really concerns me here is the behavior of the Trump administration is so similar to totalitarian regimes that use phrases like enemy of the people to distract attention, to change the conversation. If you look at actually people that use the terms enemies of the people, it's people like Stalin, Lenin, Mao, Nazis like Goebbels. This is really dangerous, and I hope the actors and actresses
let's
Sunday
bring in
called them
John
out
here.
for it.
All right, John, so are actors and actresses and the celebrities giving voice to people who have the same concerns that Bernard does, or are they separating and further dividing the country into middle America, who is not on board with these folks and thinks that they just didn't get it on November 8th?
Well, I think they're doing more harm than good. If their objective is to criticize Trump and convince the American people that he's bad for America and that we should vote for somebody else in 4 years, they're not helping. I mean, just look back at Meryl Streep's speech back at the Golden Globes. You know, she had a good message, a fair criticism of Trump and some of his really ugly rhetoric that he used, but that was all lost in the fact that it ended up being this self-pitying and condescending speech where she said Hollywood and the foreign press were the most vilified part of society. Then she made some condescending remark about football. So that's what they shouldn't do. I mean, people, I think, are sick and tired of politics getting into every aspect of American life, whether it's a Super Bowl commercials, award shows. Americans just want to laugh. They want to watch something entertaining. And I think that if people in Hollywood want to do that, they should focus on making good art that tells that story, not sort of being hectoring and didactic, and also not over-the-top language. You know, when you say, I think it was ugly that Trump referred to the press as the enemy of the people. I also thought it was ugly when Barack Obama said that Latino voters should punish Republicans who are their enemies, when Hillary Clinton called Republicans their enemies. In America, we aren't enemies. We have opponents. We had adversaries. And anytime anyone gets involved in that rhetoric, it's inappropriate.
So there's a little bit of agreement from the two of you on that particular remark. Now, you talked about entertainment. A lot of people have now, there's a resurgence for Saturday Night Live because people love what they're seeing there. And they about had a meltdown, many of them, when this weekend it was a rerun. Instead of when they felt like there was a lot of fresh material, the left did out there. A couple of tweets, SNL is a rerun tonight because they had already aired their new episode this past Thursday, referring to the Trump press conference. But Sally J. Freeman tweets this: can we all agree that until this national nightmare is over, SNL cannot air reruns? I mean, it certainly helped their ratings. Bernard, the left loves to go after this guy.
Well, I mean, it's such great material. It's such easy material. And frankly, I need a break from politics, and I'm sort of delighted that SNL took a break, too, so we could talk about something else. But, I mean, Trump is doing no favors for himself either. All you have to do is look at his record low approval ratings from Gallup. Take a look. It's not fake news. It's not alternative facts. It's real. And if there's a new poll out from Pew that shows that only about a third of the people think he's trustworthy, a third of the people think he's well informed, a third of the people think he's a good communicator. His strategy is not working, and he would be well served to change it. He's playing essentially exclusively to the minority of people that actually voted for him.
It's interesting, though, that when you put him up against the press corps, John, he does pull ahead of the press corps as being more favored and more trustworthy. So if those are the comparisons we're making, he edges them out.
Oh, well, I think that is true. According to some polls, people will trust Donald Trump more. I do think what's unfortunate is that we sort of descended into sort of a pure form of tribalism, where people begin to ask, what side are you on? They're not even asking, well, what's actually true? You know, the media, they've gotten plenty of things wrong, different reporters, but so has Donald Trump. And I think that that's what we as citizens, everyone in politics and journalism, every American should be focused on. What's true? What's the right thing to do? But lately we've seen the sort of, you know, these fights, these broadsides from Trump, you know, calling the journalists the enemy of the people. It's not about a specific thing, or to the extent that it was about him firing General Flynn. You know, the media didn't fire General Flynn. Donald Trump did.
All right.
So that's an issue he has to deal with himself.
We got to leave it there. There's no SNL, I understand, this weekend, but there are the Oscars, and so we'll see if folks tune in or tune out. Bernard and John, good to see you both.
Thank you, Shannon.
All right.